Continues in the mountains. Help continues to pour in from across the country and also from right here in Charlotte. The needs range from somewhere to sleep to blankets to food. WBTV's Claire Kopsky joins us from a Charlotte restaurant that's been trying to do its part. Tell us more, Claire.
Well, Jamie, the past few weeks, local restaurants and chefs just like here at Restaurant Constance have been leaving their kitchens here in Charlotte and driving up to the mountains to serve up some hope. At Restaurant Constance, every night they're cooking up something good.
Working on a new chicken and dumplings.
It's a stark contrast to what folks in the mountains affected by Hurricane Helene have been eating.
It's beef jerky and peanut butter crackers. Repeat, repeat, repeat.
Not only has it been hard to keep food with no power, some farmers just simply can't support their community the same way anymore.
We see farmers with, their lands are flooded, and how can they possibly grow again, or when can they possibly grow again? That hits us because we work so closely with the local farmers and businesses here.
That's why chefs like Sam Diminich in Charlotte have been partnering with Burial Beer and Resident Culture Brewery for Collier Community Cookouts at Burial in Asheville to the tune of 4,000 meals at a time.
It was emotional too, though. I mean, it was a lot of hugs, it was some tears, a lot of like, man, we haven't eaten a solid meal in a long time. I think it was like just that that human moment, you know what I mean, where people coming together.
But it wasn't just the act of a fresh cooked chicken sesame meal. For a community so connected to their local businesses, it was the thought that made it matter more.
We had like 8 different local vegetables, and the vegetables have been harvested between here and the location that we cooked at, which I think is super meaningful and symbolic.
It's an effort to deliver hope through something everyone needs.
We still have food, and food can still bring people together, especially in times of crisis.
Now, this effort by Restaurant Constance and others across the state will continue as that need for food is ongoing, and just the power of what that can be for someone goes so far. For details about how you can get involved, how you can donate for these efforts, look for this story on our website. Live in Charlotte, I'm Claire Kopsky, WBTV, on your side.
Great story, great effort. Claire, thank you.